Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for war number 8 of season 52. Today we have a matchup against CZSK, and this is a war that I was hoping would happen since the off-season. Not necessarily against CZSK, but this war team is one that I've wanted to make happen since I saw the pool was announced. And here it is, Ironheart, Omega Sentinel, and Deathstrike all on the war team together. Very excited for this team today. Let's jump right in. We are starting off today on path number 3. First off, we have a Toad on node 3 with electric defense. Absolutely nothing going on here with the nodes. We're going to use Omega Sentinel here because she is fully resistant to poison, whereas Lady Deathstrike will be taking some poison damage. Back to the team for a second here, because this is like a 20-second fight. We was really not sure this team was going to happen because so many alliances have been banning Deathstrike. And credit to CZSK, there weren't a lot of like Deathstrike-friendly fights on this map. So they really did a good job of, like, kind of handling her while leaving her unbanned. But we made it work here. And it was down to, like, the last minute. There was a chance that I was going to have to have a House of X on my team, and DLL and I kind of made it work here. So, all right, moving on to node 12. We have a Mephisto here. Now, remember that Mephisto has the Soul Imprisonment for 15 seconds, and Ironheart's Armor Up is what gives her the Incinerate immunity, and it's going to come back after 12 seconds. So it will try to reapply still while Soul Imprisonment is up. So what you have to do here is essentially just stall for 15 seconds. Once Soul Imprisonment ends, you're going to watch me do a full combo, and then if I don't get an Armor Up, I'm going to end on a light attack for the guaranteed Armor Up. That's going to trigger my immunity, and then from here, we're basically not going to take any more Incinerate damage for the rest of the fight. Our permanent Armor Up is going to reapply somewhere in there, so we don't need to continuously do full light ending combos. And then obviously we are in Rupture mode because he will take no Incinerate damage. Just doing a bunch of mediums, letting the Ruptures do their thing. The SP2 in this fight probably not going to do much for you because he's going to trigger that like weird immortality regen thing at the end, so you won't be able to kill him with it. So that is why you were seeing me stick to just the special one here. One more double medium, and then this special one finishes him off. Really easy fight. Alright, moving up to section 2, we are once again on path 4. We have a HAVOK here on node 22. This is the fight that we'll be using Deathstrike for. Now, something to note about Deathstrike. So, her heal block in her abilities says that mutants cannot activate unblockable effects while her heal block is active. However, apparently the way that it works is that if a mutant has an unblockable effect active and then Deathstrike applies the heal block, the unblockable effect will actually be removed, which allows her to much more easily take this fight and the next fight if you have an appropriate defender on node 31 here. So I am keeping a careful eye on my heal blocks, whether it be from the tactic or from my medium combo ender. I want to make sure that I have one of those up pretty much all the time in order to handle that unblockable. You can see he's kind of triggering the unblockable sometimes, and then her medium combo ender is removing it. And since we're kind of baiting out a lot of heavies, trying to block bait special 2s as much as possible in this fight, I don't want to be caught unawares with one of those like errant unblockable attacks. So again, trying to push him to the special 2 whenever possible, just because you can punish it much more easily. If she's unstoppable, you can technically punish the special 1 too, but I really don't want to risk any unnecessary damage there. You can see that we use the special 2 earlier in this fight so that our ferocity passive has been paused. I knew that I was taking some blocked hits in this fight, and therefore the special 2 would come in handy. Shortened combo there to get the medium combo ender, and then the heal block applied again. And I think I don't go for the intercept there, and now our ferocity has fallen off. We did end up taking a detonation there because our regular armor up buff is gone from that armor break. That's fine, it'll come back. We've taken some damage here, but Deathstrike again really safe for this fight overall. Alright, next up we have another Dust on 31. I died to this fight last war because I was tilted from a previous death, and I definitely don't want to die to this fight again. This fight is extremely easy for Ironheart if you know how to set it up properly. So at the start of the fight, what you want to do here is Dex to apply 2 of your Incinerates, and then sidestep into your special 1. That's going to apply 2 more, and then you want to Dex again, and that will give you enough Incinerates to set tracking up, and then from here you can just parry and medium your way to victory. She cannot sand you through your block with tracking up, and you can safely parry her non-contact attacks as well. So again, really safe fight, especially if you're running collar tech. You're going to be giving her very little power from those double mediums, and that's going to allow you to get a bunch of those combos in while you move up to a big special 2 here. We've got 22 incinerates. I just tank the power sting damage, fire off the special 2, and these incinerates are going to end up taking her down. She's going to fire off this special 2, which we will take safely on the block, and one more medium crit ends the fight. Alright, up on Boss Island, we are taking an Onslaught on 47. I took this fight, I think, early in the season, and I wanted to try and play this fight a little bit differently. Because of power efficiency, you have to end up baiting so many special 1s from him. So I thought, okay, let's try at some point to push him intentionally to the special 2. We can safely take it on the block as long as we have tracking up. However, what I don't account for properly in this fight is the crush charge. So he actually like full on hits me with the special 2, and thankfully I think I only end up having like 1 neuroshock on me. So the degen damage that I take is very minimal here. But one thing that I learned from the previous attempt is that it's really easy to lose tracking if you just continuously bait out special 1. So that's kind of what I wanted to avoid here. I could obviously have done a much better job of managing his crush charge there before taking that special 2. But again, the degens, they did some damage. He wasn't able to pause them or anything, so we're kind of good to go. And now we have so many ruptures on him that there's very little danger of enough falling off where we're going to lose our tracking passive, and thus we can safely avoid the missing in action node here as well. Again, Ironheart, just a really great counter for Onslaught, despite being metal and being unable to forcibly remove those neuroshocks. You just kind of have to go into an Onslaught fight with her, expecting that you're going to take some damage, and down he goes. All right, this next fight is a planning mistake on my part here. So this is an Enchantress on 49. When I planned this war, I put this fight down for myself. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here. I put this fight down for myself because of how easily the bullseye went a couple wars ago. And we had a couple Joe Fixits here as backup, and kind of what I didn't account for in this fight is that one of her spells, the Levitate spell, it gives her the ability to regenerate a portion of all energy damage, and so if she gets that spell at the start of the fight with Ironheart, she basically just has permanent access to those charges from the tactic. So you're going to see here at the start of the fight, as soon as I place an Incinerate on her, the charges just start skyrocketing, and she has the tactic power gain like pretty much the entire fight. So let's go ahead and run the video here. I probably dueled for this fight 40 times, maybe close to 50 here, and just didn't catch this interaction. So this is a planning error on me. So at the start of the fight here, we're going to Dex to put the Stunning Reflection node on cooldown, and you can see the charges just skyrocketing. She already has the tactic power gain before we have access to the heal block. And she's just going to be continuously gaining specials, and she's returning all of that Incinerate damage every time she tosses a special 1. So we finally get the heal block up here. She's going to toss another special 1, which we've managed to avoid there. But again, just like the power gain just continuously re-triggers. Like, just look at those charges skyrocketing every time. And I can basically do nothing here between brute force and her continuously returning the damage here. I've got nothing here. So this special 2 ends up returning the rest of the damage here and kills me. So yeah, just a planning error on my part here. We will not be sending Ironheart to Enchantress again unless it's safe to use ruptures. That's for sure. All right, we did end up taking the win in spite of my mistake there. 5 kills, 1 death. Not too upset about that one because, again, that's just a brutal interaction that we probably could have seen coming, but just didn't. So nothing I really could have done differently there. And our record improves to 6-2 with the win. A couple more wins this season should lock up top 10 for us. I don't think podium is in play for us. The top 3 alliances right now are really, really good. We would probably have to beat one of them and have another one of them lose to make it into the top 3. So I'm not really worried about that. But top 10 is always the goal here in SSX, and I feel pretty confident we'll earn that again this season. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this one. This was a really enjoyable war for me, despite that Enchantress fiasco at the end there. I was really happy to get that war team at least once in this tactic for sure. So if you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button for me, and as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.